Ludwig has absolutely lost his mind, and I'm trying to absorb some of the madness. Last month, I risked my life trying to get into Streamer University, and that went as well as you would probably expect. However, the great thing about the 21st century is that I don't actually have to go to Streamer University to reap all the benefits of someone who did. Ludwig, as well as Agent 00, both gave master classes on content creation. And if I'm being honest and a little egotistical, I honestly felt like they were talking to me. I have been making Fortnite content for the last 5 years, and I'm at a point in my career now where I'm trying to branch out into the broader internet. If you choose to come along with me on this journey by subscribing to my channel, what you will see is a person going from a nobody to a top content creator in real time. But in order for me to do that, I need a bit more education, which is why I decided to go ahead and take Ludwig's class. But I'm not going alone. I actually took my chat with me, and we decided to take this seriously. We sat down, we took notes, and we tried to absorb as much of Ludwig's knowledge as possible. And honestly, after watching his class, it gave me a newfound level of respect for him. But at this point, I think you've heard enough from me. I need to quit my yapping because class is in session.
All right, y'all. Do you hear my voice clap once? Do you hear my voice clap twice? Yo, welcome to my course today. It's called How to Get Lucky. I realize this has a bit of a sexual innuendo. It is not sexual, but I truly believe
I don't believe you, Ludwig. You're a okay.
To be a successful streamer, you need to get lucky. I think every streamer has had a moment they can refer to where they got lucky, but it's about capitalizing on that luck. Being prepared for when that luck strikes, all right? So here it is. This is my first question I had for y'all. Did anyone have a thought on it? Please.
I don't think it's like a grand factor of becoming successful, but I do think in order to be successful, you have to have that mindset of like, oh, I want to be successful, and that's the drive.
Why do I not remember this? I do not remember this part of the class.
Right. As long as you have your eyes on the goal,
Yeah.
your drive is unstoppable.
Marlon?
Well, I do think that's the first step to being successful, you know what I'm saying? But then on top of that, I think, hard work, discipline, all this stuff, if you don't have that, I don't think you'll be so successful at all, you know?
Yeah, I think you guys are nailing it on the head. I don't think we got to go more because it is absolutely true that belief alone is not enough, all right? What you need is belief, but you also need all those other factors. The most important thing I want you to take away from this class is that you need to be delusional. All right?
Amen. 100%. I always say that. Delusional.
Chat, how y'all feel about that? How y'all feel about the idea of having to be delusional? Do you understand what Ludwig means when he says that? What do you think that means when Ludwig's saying to be delusional? Does anyone in my chat have an idea what Ludwig means when he says to be delusional? Yes, I think. We already are. Trickster, also, I'm looking at you specifically because I don't know if you've seen this yet, but everything that you've been doing recently, content-wise, with the trajectory that you're on, you need this. You need to be paying, you especially need to be paying attention to this stuff. You should be watching all these classes. Everything Ludwig put out, everything Agent put out. Nah, zero clue. No, not gonna lie. Ludwig's gonna explain it in a minute, but basically, every content creator has to have a certain level of delusion, okay? Even me, when I first started, okay? Think about it. You have to sit here and be like, I deserve, if I put in enough hard work, I think I'm entertaining enough to where I deserve at least 100+ people or 1,000 people or 5,000 people to sit and watch me play video games or to yap and give me money. Right? That's like, there's a certain level of delusion with when it comes to being a content creator or a streamer. Now, of course, that's an oversimplification of it. You can extrapolate that to like a more complex degree to where you can understand like what it actually takes to being a content creator. But at its core, that's like a very simplistic way of looking at it. Content creators by their very nature are delusional because there's so many people out here trying to do it, right? The market is insanely saturated. And why the hell do you think you should be one of the people that everybody goes to watch for content? That's why over the years, when we've had this conversation on stream, I've always told you guys, or I've asked you guys the question. Anybody says they want to be content creators, I always ask you, this is the first question you start with. Why should anybody watch you? Why should anybody watch you? Every content creator has to ask themselves that question. Why should somebody watch your Fortnite theories over mine? What makes your theories so different? What makes your theories so special? Everybody can go to Top 5 Gaming for Fortnite storyline content. Why the fuck should they come to me? It is important that you figure out what makes you unique and what makes your content special. Now, out the gate, you're probably not going to know that. But over time, the more content you put out, the more work you put in, naturally you'll start to figure out what makes you unique. I'm going to glaze Trickster for a second. Trickster is a prime example of what I'm talking about. Trickster had spent the last couple of years making content with little success. He would continue to ask me for advice. He took a break for a little bit, got back on his content grind, and is now Trickster just got his first 1,000 on TikTok, bro. And listen, not only did Trickster get his first 1,000 on TikTok, Trickster also had a video hit over 100,000 views. Trickster's killing it right now. Out of everybody that I have ever had in my Discord that's asked me about advice for content, Trickster's the only person that's taken the bull by the horns, taken the advice, and put in the work to actually get better at it. To where Trickster is actually forming a brand for himself right now. But I will tell you this. Trickster, as much as me, is a little delusional. But let's let Ludwig explain it a little bit more.
Are already amazing at this. All right, you were all delusional enough to have applied to Streamer U and thought that you would get picked to get in. You are all delusional enough to be hitting the go live button, which is in it of itself an act of ego, right? People should be watching me, not other people. So you're a little delusional in that sense. It is a perfect thing if you're going to be a successful streamer. You have to be delusional. It's not a teachable skill. That is a skill that you either have intrinsically, maybe confidence you grew up with. So congratulations, you all have that. And I have some more congratulations for you. I got some good news for you all today. Wow. And all right, the class is called How to Get Lucky. A little background for y'all on who I am. I am Professor L. All right? If you don't know me, Streamer of the Year. Oh. What was that?
That was Bonnie right there.
Whoa.
Uncalled for. What was that? Extremely uncalled for.
No, chat was saying loser, and I was like, loser? What are you talking
Bonnie,
about?
everyone gets one? 2, you're out. Professor L, Streamer of the Year 2021. Bonnie, do you have one? Oh, shit. Content Creator of the Year 2022. You got one? Oh, shit. Okay, that's what I thought. Top 50 Super Smash Brothers player. I'm a Red Bull athlete. 6th most sub streamer all time. Engaged to a bad bitch. Fluent Chinese, Japanese, other languages. And I'm 31 years old. I'm probably... Show of hands, anyone older than me in this room? There we go. I got great news for you all. These are important facts. Keep in mind. 92% of streamers do not go live a second time.
You hear that, chat? 92% of streamers do not go live a second time. So when we hear that the content creation market is saturated, right? That's true. But it's not saturated with people that know how to make content or even have the ability to make content long term. That is a very difficult thing to do. People think this is easy. They want to do it as a job. They want to do it full time. But there's so many mental hurdles that you have to go through. Most people are not cut out for this. And this right here shows you why. These people will spark up stream one time, be upset that they don't have 1,000 people watching them for their first stream from a no-name person that's never made a piece of content a day in their life, and they give up. 92%, chat. Think about that.
That's real sad. 92% of people will go live once, and they will never go live again. To be in the top 1%, all you need is 20 viewers. Wow. That is the top 1% on Twitch for streaming.
We are 7 viewers away from being in the top 1% on Twitch. 7, chat. But on YouTube, I actually wonder what how it is on YouTube. How many streamers you need to, or how many viewers you need to be in the top 1% on YouTube. I would assume it's something similar, but.
All right, you are already in the top 1%. And of the 1 million students who have applied, you guys made it in. Round of applause for yourselves. And just by show of hands, who's in the top 1% on Twitch?
All of us.
Okay. All right, that's pretty good. So we're doing well. All right, everyone, do me a favor, check under your chairs. Check under your chairs, everyone. Everybody check under your chairs right now. All right, okay, everyone's got, who got a star?
Me! I got $10. I got a star.
All right.
What the fuck is
Do me a
Agent
favor,
doing, bro?
what color star you got?
Silver.
Okay, silver, white. Does anyone have a gold star? Does anyone have a gold star? Oh, we got our gold star! Okay. Hold up. Let me explain what the stars mean, everyone. Let me explain what the stars mean. What was your name again, please? Malik. You win our gold star. Are you live right now? I am. Guess what you win for the gold star?
Do I get to your game?
I will be rating you today.
Wow.
Now, guys, what did Malik do to earn that gold star?
Got lucky.
Got lucky. Okay? Raise your hand if you got a white star.
I got a white star.
I got back.
So let me say this real quick, okay? Because there's this whole thing about luck when it comes to content creation, all right? And people have to keep it in its right perspective. So people will hear what Ludwig says about luck and be like, yeah, see, being a content creator is not even about being good, it's about being lucky. There's no skill involved. You just upload enough videos and just hope. It's like a slot machine. Just upload enough videos and hope that one lands. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. Luck is, I forget what the saying is. Like, luck is opportunity, and luck is when opportunity and preparation meet, I think is the quote, right? But here's the thing. All these people in the room, you could argue to a certain degree they got lucky, but all of them had to put in a certain level of effort into their content in order just to get recognized to be in Streamer University. Then they had to have the ability to fly out to Streamer University, or take the time to fly out to Streamer University, and pick this specific class. Then they had to make sure they got to class in time to be a part of the class, just for one of them to get lucky to get the golden star to get rated by Ludwig, right? The luck is at the tail end of that. But everything else before was a lot of hard work and a lot of effort that was put in. There is a small amount of luck needed to become a content creator, sure. You can look at it that way, right? But the thing is, if you do the right things, generally speaking, the right opportunities will present themselves to you. I definitely, in my content creator journey, have been blessed a lot. There's a lot of unique opportunities and advantages that I've had in my time doing Fortnite content. But I don't really equate it to luck. I was very intentional. I've been very intentional about all the different moves that I've made over the years. From the controversies to the videos that did well. And look, sometimes some things happen by accident, but it's important for you to look at those things, those successes, even especially the ones you don't understand, and figure out, okay, what was it that I did here that made this video do well, that made these people like me more, that made this stream spectacular. It's not about luck. It's about preparation. It's about consistency. If you don't have both of those things, the luck shit won't matter. Because you got, what was it? There was a content creator that got lucky. They got a golden ticket from Kai, right? And they said, I don't want to go to Streamer University. Somebody turned down the opportunity to go to Streamer University because they felt like they didn't belong, because of their insecurities. Luck, that luck shit doesn't mean anything if you're not prepared, if you're not ready to go, if you're not ready for the opportunity. So keep that in mind.
Bad news for you. All right, you guys, and this is a real stat, you guys are going to leave Streamer U less successful than you came in.
Oh.
I need you guys to listen to these stats I'm about to tell you. They're very important. Most of you guys are going to fail. Most of you in this room actively are going to fail as streamers.
Why?
I did the math on last year's Streamer 2025 invites. Here's the chart. Now I'm going to break down this chart for you. It's a dumbbell chart.
Wow, that's too much for me.
These black dots are where they were at before Streamer U 2025. April 2025, that was their average viewership. The red line, okay, that means they went down in viewers. The green line, they went up in viewers. The orange dot is what their viewership is last month, okay? So these are people who they went to Streamer U. They had all that success, all that excitement. I'm about to be a fucking amazing streamer. Now their viewership down in here, okay? I'll give you the stats more concretely so you can really grasp it. The average viewership of all the streamers who participated in Streamer U 2025 is down 287 viewers. Wow. They have lost viewers year over year. Wow. Now, obviously, that's outweighed by people with larger streams. Okay, they have much more of an impact. The median streamer, all right, the median, we know what the median is, right? You slash both ends so you get the person in the middle. All right, the median viewer, is all you need to know, has gained 4 viewers before and after Streamer U. Okay? This is you. This is what you will be, all right, next year after all the excitement's over, after all the collabs happen. All right, after your viewership skyrocketed, your followership skyrocketed, you are going to get 4 more viewers. Over half, if you got a white star, that is you. Over half of the streamers have gained single-digit viewers or lost viewers year over year. Okay, why do we think that is? Streamer U is supposed to be the trip of a lifetime. You're supposed to have made it.
They didn't capitalize.
You're in the big leagues. Marlon, why not?
Well, I do think when you come here, everybody's gonna spike. Big streamers, small streamers. When you leave, you gotta make sure you're entertaining on your own as well and try to capitalize on it and grow, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, capitalize, I like that. I think ultimately, when shit's going good, when the viewer number's up, it's really easy to spark stream, all right? It's really easy to post clips with Streamer U in it, and they do amazing, okay? You know what sucks? Is doing it when you don't have a great game plan, when you have nothing going on, all right? So motivation is great, but we should discipline ourselves in small...
What are Batman and Robin doing there? Batman and Robin are Cat in the Hat and the Lorax, for those who don't know. The dudes that we met at Streamer U, that I interviewed, that's them. They brought multiple costumes for different days. So, just a heads up, brother.
Things, and from those progressive things of greater value. This is Marcus Aurelius, okay? He was the leader of Rome, the largest empire in the world. He wrote himself a journal called Meditations. It was his private thoughts. It was never published. They published it after he died. He's the most powerful man on earth. He's writing this, okay? He has everything in front of him. He is writing this. So what does it mean to be disciplined versus motivated? Okay, we all know motivation's fickle.
Clint, what the hell? Clint, I'm going to expose you tomorrow, okay? Listen, I have our DMs. I know the kind of monster you are. Don't act like you're this nice, innocent person with a wonderful family, okay? We know the Clint files drop tomorrow, chat. Get ready, all right? Tomorrow I speak my truth.
Discipline's forever. How do we get some discipline? This is an activity. I want you guys to all be doing this right now. This was your homework. If you did...
So, chat, you see this? Write down your goals. So let's take Ludwig's advice, okay? Write down goals you have for yourself to achieve before the end of the year. Do not make all your goals metric-based. Make goals that you have control over. Dream big, but make it achievable. Failure to hit your goals should result in an honest conversation with yourself. Motivation is fleeting. Be disciplined. So, let me see if I'm trying to take Ludwig's advice. So the example he has is 2,000 subs, 100K followers, 1 million uniques, punctual, full-time. Let me do this. I'm going to write down, I think, 3. Okay? And I want you guys to write down some goals. And in a moment, we'll share them with each other. That's exactly what we're going to do right now. Yeah. Ooh, that's not how you spell that. Good Lord. Gotta write a T in cursive. Here's the deal, chat. And this is what a lot of people don't tell you. If you're genuinely serious about being a content creator, this is what you have to do. This is the part that people don't see. And any successful person, I don't care what it is they do. They could be a musician, they could be an athlete, businessman. They do this. This is just essential to being successful at anything. I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do 4. Okay. Let's do this. Actually, I'm gonna do 5. I have my 5. I have my 5 goals. Did anybody else think of something or write something down that they have as a goal for this year, content creation wise? You don't have to write down 5 like I did, but just something that might, something that, and honestly, even if you're not a content creator, this is good anyway. Some goal that you want to achieve for the year. I want all y'all to do that at some point. I want everybody to write down a goal that they have for the year. 500K views on a video at least. Trickster, you can absolutely accomplish that. This chat is normal. I like, okay. I go to Twitch, but hashtag top. Juicy Jacob and Escape versus. Yeah, bro. They were RJ, they were great. Great dudes. I want to start a vinyl club at my school, and that's a goal. We'll do it. Start a vinyl club, brother. There's probably a lot of people that'd be interested in something like that. 10K views in a long form video, 5K followers on TikTok, maybe 2K subs on YouTube. Yeah, that's easily doable. That's easily achievable. Because what you're starting to do is you're starting to figure out you're getting into content creation flow. You're starting to figure out what types of videos work well for you, and hopefully you're paying attention to the metrics and seeing why. I also hope that you're uploading those videos onto multiple platforms too. These are the 5 that I wrote down. You guys ready? These are my 5. Number 1, get comfortable IRL streaming. Number 2, make Twitch partner. Number 3, average 500 concurrent viewers per stream. Number 4, 250K subs on YouTube by the end of the year. Number 5, monetize my second channel. Those are my 5 goals. I could write more. I could probably write 5 more, maybe 10 more if I really sat and thought about it. But I think those 5 are solid for this year. I've got other things I'd like to accomplish too, but those are my main ones. Those are the main ones. Let's continue.
Did it? Good. If you didn't, do it now. Pen and paper. We're writing down our goals. These are goals that you want to achieve before the end of the year. They're 2026 goals. We're in July. We're over halfway through. We don't have that much time left. But what do you want to achieve by the end of the year? These don't have to be streamer related. All right, they can be about maybe your personal health, your personal relationships. But I want you to be writing down the goals. If you're writing down on your phone, I want you to write these down physically, okay?
Yes, writing things down physically is better than just writing them on a computer on your phone. They stick in your mind better. That's why I have Post-it notes that sit on my computer monitor. I always have Post-it notes for either video ideas or titles or projects that I have to do, right? Like, for example, I got a voice acting thing I got to do next Tuesday at noon. So I have that there to remind myself. So just things like that, they're very important to keep track of. Or it's a great, I should say, sorry, let me rephrase that. Having physically writing something down is a great way to keep track of your goals and the things that you want to accomplish.
I have it. I didn't bring it with me, actually. I fucked up. We forgot to bring it. I wrote this down in 2018. I literally have the piece of paper in my dorm room, okay? It was 2,000 subs, 100K followers, 1 million uniques, be punctual, be full-time. I went 4 for 5. I'm not a punctual guy. I'll be honest about myself. All right, I went 4 for 5, but I do believe there is some value in materializing your goals by writing them out, putting them in the universe, okay? And I want to see your goals. I'll reply to all of them. That's part of your homework today. But ultimately, motivation is fleeting. Discipline, okay, is what will help you be a successful whatever you want to be in the future, and goals can help you be accountable. Okay, make the goals achievable, but also something that you're shooting for. Next up, we're going to talk about schedule. All right, this is important. When I first went full-time streaming, I did what probably a lot of you maybe do right now. I went live. When I woke up, I went to bed. When I was tired, I woke up whenever I woke up. And I sort of did that on repeat, but you probably have recognized, maybe some of you who have started full-time streaming from a regular job, schedule kind of helps. Yes. It helps make sure you wake up at similar times, get similar sunlight, you eat correctly, you're working out correctly. And I don't think people think enough about streamer schedules. They just think about, when can I spark? How long can I be live?
One thing that I noticed from Cypher, he did an interview last year. Somebody asked him, like, what's his schedule like, or what's his daily routine like? One thing he said is, like, he wakes up every morning consistently, 8 a.m., right? There needs to be, I do think waking up earlier, the earlier the better. I feel like I'm more successful if I get up at between like 5 and 7 a.m. I have not been getting up at 5 as consistently as I used to. I will get back to that. Sometimes your body needs a rest too. Sometimes you kind of gotta reset. But as long as if I'm up by 6:30 to 7, my day is better. If I get up by 8, that's typically too late. I've had a few days where I was gotten up at 8, and my day started at 8. It's just it takes too long because by the time 10 o'clock rolls around, I don't get started on working on content until about 10. And that's when I should have at least my first video either done or like 80% of the way being done. But that only happens if I get up at like between 5 a.m. to 6:30. So.
And I think a lot of you right now, who's doing 24/7 here? Okay. Now this is fine. Look, it's Streamer U. It's a rare event. You're capitalizing on it. Okay? But let's get a good schedule when we get back. I'm going to tell you this is my ideal schedule. This is what I try to do day to day, at least when I go live. I wake up 9:30. The first thing I do, first 4 hours of my day, it's meetings. I do some podcasts. I eat right. I do like at least, 5K steps. It's just starting my day off, okay? Next up, 1 p.m. This is probably one of the most important parts of my day. It's me time. I'm looking at people's streams. I'm ideating what I'm going to do on stream that day. That's it. I got nothing else on the plate. It's eat, ideate. I watch Twitch, that's it. 4 p.m., usually about when I go live. I don't go live for more than 4 to 6 hours. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit why that's, I think, a good amount of time for you guys to go live for. But I'll do whatever segments I had come up with in my ideation process, and then decompress, hang out with my fiance, eat dinner, chill, and then I try to hit a similar bedtime every day. This is going to be another homework assignment for y'all. This one, you guys don't need to show to me, but I want you to create an ideal schedule for yourselves for when you guys get back from Streamer U. What is the life you want to lead? Okay, write it down for yourself. You can make your life really easy if you just follow the script that you give yourself. Another important thing, take days off. I think a lot of you guys don't want to take days off. I think a lot of you guys feel this pull to keep going.
So actually, I'm gonna touch on that in a second. I'm gonna touch on that one in just a second. So here's the thing, and this is something that I've personally been struggling with recently. I have been having a difficult time streaming recently. I've been having a difficult time making content recently. Now, it doesn't look like that on the outside. I mean, streaming maybe. But it doesn't look like that on the outside because I'm getting a piece of content out every day. But that's because we've shot so much ahead of time, right? But I have had, it's been difficult for me to make new Fortnite theories. It's been slower. It's been difficult for me to record new content. And if I'm being honest with y'all, it's been very difficult for me to justify streaming and getting on and trying to stream. It's been very tough. I've been very, very tired. And the big reason is because I have not taken enough time off. When Ludwig said this, and I was listening to it earlier today, when Ludwig said this, it really spoke to me because I've had people in my personal life telling me, you need to take a break. Even the days where I've even told y'all, like the last couple of weeks, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to enjoy my weekend. It doesn't happen. I'm still doing work. I need probably 2 to 3 days where I'm just not doing shit. Not touching this computer. I ain't worried about a Fortnite theory. I ain't worried about a power hour. I'm not trying to play the game. Nothing. I just need to be to myself for like 2 to 3 days. And this weekend, I'm going to force myself to do that. I will not be streaming the power hour this weekend. It could be a fucking Fortnite. I'm not doing it. I have to. I've got to take a break. But here's my point. Ludwig is too spot on when it comes to this. It is so important to take breaks. I've done it before when I felt burnt out. And I think my problem is, and I'll do this to myself, I will burn myself out to where like I don't want to do anything, and it sucks and it's tough. But it's like, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta have that time to reset, man. You really do. You gotta have that time to reset. It's so important. And God tells you that. God tells you need to have at least one day a week off. So I'm gonna try to listen and not be disobedient and take some time off. Genuinely take some time off. It is not do a whole lot, because even though y'all have been hearing from me as often, right, with the streams and everything, I've been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes, just trying to get things ready. So,
Owen, you are human. You are fallible. Give yourself the best opportunity to succeed in 5 years. People underestimate what they can do in 5 years. They overestimate what they can do in 1 year, okay? So if you give yourself a little rest, you'll be a lot more successful in the long term. Are you trying to be a streamer for a year and burn out and then be like, oh, I can't deal with content creation? Or are you trying to do it? I'm on year 8, okay? Yeah. And you never seen a tweet out of me going, oh man, I'm so fucking tired doing this. Because I take time off. I go to Dodgers games, I hang out with my fiance, I do whatever. But I think time off is important. That shit actually matters. It will help you in the long run. It will also help you be a more well-rounded individual.
see this chat? Pay attention. This right here, what he's about to say, is so important.
People who stream every day, they become rotted individuals.
Yep.
All right, I think experiencing life makes you a better streamer, makes you a more well-rounded person. This also matters. Do we have a question on that?
Touch grass. That's Buddy saying. Touch some goddamn grass and go outside. Very important. That is one of the things about IRL streaming that I enjoy, or that excites me. Just going and experiencing some shit in real life and not being stuck at the desktop all day is cool. But even then, there's gonna be times I know I'm just gonna want to just chill with my friends and not have the camera on, bro. That's very important. You cannot make content creation your god. You can't do it. I know content creators that do not take time off, and when I become one of those creators, I get bitter and I get jaded and I get very tired and I get short with people. And I don't want to be bothered. And I'll be real with y'all. That's where I'm at right now. I think I told y'all even 2 weeks ago, like, I don't feel like streaming. I've been doing it too much. Like, chat, we've been going hard. When did the Ice King event happen? When was the Shattered live event? Was that a month and a half ago? 2 months ago? June 5th? Was it June 5th? So we've been going hard for a month and a half. Like that, it has almost been 2 months of nonstop content creation, nonstop grinding. I need a fucking break. I need a break.
Do you start taking days off once you made it big, or when you were still small?
All right, guys, hold on. That's a good question. Did I take days off when I was making it big? Okay, look, it's true that when the number's going up, it is really exciting to ride that wave and do as much as you can to keep it going. It's like what
This is exactly where I'm at right now, chat. This is literally where I'm at.
you guys are doing currently with Streamer University. I gotta go live every day. Okay, that's fine. I think it's okay for short periods of time to do that, but make it a short period of time. Recognize, hey, I'm catching this wave. I'm gonna take some time for myself after, all right, to catch up on the life that I haven't been leading because I've been so focused on work.
I'll give you another example of it. You want to let me do this. You know, another example of how I haven't been taking time off and enjoying myself. Oop, wrong button. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Hold on. This one. Look at that shelf of Transformers behind me, bro. Look at that. I've barely opened any of my figures. There's probably like 300 figures on that shelf. I haven't done it. Now, part of the reason is because a lot of that's going to be a housewarming gift to myself, but there's some stuff that I want to and could open and wouldn't have a problem with opening now. Right? But there's just a lot of stuff I just haven't touched. Because I have not taken the time to really sit down and enjoy my hobbies as much as I should. You know what I mean? So it's very important, chat. It's very important. You have to take breaks. You got to back off. You got to know when to back off and know when to just like relax and to step away. And even I'll admit to y'all right now, I have a problem with that, and I'll just be real with you. It has caused me a lot of problems recently. A lot of problems. So, favorite Transformer? I don't know, man. Too many to pick. Probably Optimus Prime.
It's really easy for streamers to fall in the trap. You know the trope of like the working husband barely knows his wife,
I did do my 5 goals. Yes, I did.
barely knows his kids, works every day. Streamers do that to themselves all the time. So many streamers have amazing relationships online, offline. They barely talk to the people they stream with. They have no personality. They give everything to their creation, and then they're a husk of themselves. In 10 years, you will not be hearing about them. I promise you that.
Yeah.
All right. Who's your GOAT? There's another homework assignment. I need you guys to be writing down who your streaming GOATs are.
Okay, we're going to do this too. We are going to do this. We're actually going to do it right now. Who are your GOATs? Ludwig, actually, let me let this play out for a second.
Now, for this specifically, all right, it is important for you to study what you are passionate about, okay? You cannot be a streamer if you do not watch streams. It just doesn't work. You don't actually care about the medium. Maybe you just like the idea of being big and successful. Maybe you like the idea of being rich. You'll just never be successful if those are your reasons. You have to truly love
Hello, Tamag.
streaming to be a big streamer, all right? So what does it mean when I say who's your GOAT? I need you to find streamers in the niche you are in, okay?
Now, he said the niche you're in, okay? So this is something I thought about earlier today. I want to write this down. Now, I see some of y'all naming some people. You cannot use me as one of your GOATs. As much as I love and appreciate you guys, you cannot use me. That's cheating. You have to name somebody else. But for me, this is how I'm going to do it. He said, I don't think he gave an exact number of how many you want to write down. The rule of 3 is good, but this is how in my brain I categorize them. Okay, or how I want to do it. I'm currently primarily in the gaming niche, but we're trying to get into the broader internet IRL niche. So, if that's the case, and I need to write 3 down for the niche that I want to that I'm going in or I want to be in, I just need to write down 6. I need to write down my 6 GOATs. 3 for gaming, 3 for more IRL based content. So that's how I'm going to do it, okay? Because I'm not giving up on gaming, but we are expanding the brand. We are more than just a gaming channel now. So I'm going to have one section for IRL, and I had time to think about this earlier. I did put some thought into this. But I have my streaming GOATs for IRL, I have my streaming GOATs for gaming, okay? Now, if you're just starting out, you just want to pick people. I would just stick to one niche. You're not where I'm at yet, where you're transitioning from one thing to the next. You're just starting out, you stay in one niche, which for a lot of you is probably going to be gaming. Write down 3 people who inspire you or who you want to be like in the gaming space. So for me, let's start with gaming. I think y'all will be able to guess a couple of these if you've been around the channel long enough. Okay? The first one, chat, let me ask you a question. Before I tell you who my GOATs are, who do you think I'm going to put down? Who do you think my GOATs are going to be? Who do you think my GOATs are going to be for gaming? And Dashy Berlin, Corey for you. Nice. Corey's a fantastic. Hello, Afro. Corey's a fantastic example. Do they Ninja? Tricky said Tim. People are just saying Tim. Tim the Tatman is one of my 3 GOATs of gaming for sure. He always has been and always will be. I respect Tim the Tatman to an insane degree because he's done something that I don't think a lot of other gaming content creators have been able to do, which is he's been able to maintain his audience regardless of what game he plays, which is very difficult. Nade Shot would probably be another one you could put in that category, but I think Tim arguably is, in terms of like average viewership as a streamer, I think Tim is probably more successful in that to that degree. I think he's even more successful than Ninja when it comes to that. Ninja was definitely a far bigger creator overall, but when it comes to the long term, I think Tim has a far more hardcore audience than Ninja does that wanted to watch him stream. Tim's audience kind of grew with him. Ninja's didn't, and Ninja himself has admitted that. Okay, but Tim the Tatman's one. My second one. Anybody have a guess where my second one's gonna be? Anyone have a guess who my second GOAT is going to be? My list. This one's not. And technically, I'm going to say this. Technically, this one's cheating. Because this person is technically not a streamer, although they do stream. But PG Family says Cypher. What's up, PG? Good to see you again, man. Ninja, in my opinion, belongs on the list. He tells his opinion, even on popular opinions. Listen, if you want to put Ninja on your list, that's fine. But you cannot tell somebody who should be on their personal Mount Rushmore of GOATs for who they are trying to emulate. I'm not trying to be like Ninja. Respectfully, I'm not. But, this man said T-Pain. No, it's crazy. I think Koala's the only one that guessed it. Markiplier. Markiplier is number 2 on my list of GOATs. And here's why. Markiplier, when it comes to Let's Play-based content, although Corey is amazing, the way that Markiplier presents himself, his videos, the way he acts, in my opinion, he's the most entertaining Let's Player that's ever hit the internet. Corey is... I think Corey's a more popular content creator. If you like Corey more than Mark, I'm mad at you. I honestly think that either one of those are interchangeable. I just didn't grow up watching Corey. I watched a lot of Markiplier in my late teens when Five Nights at Freddy's came out. Mark was my GOAT. And when I think of Let's Play Fortnite, or not Fortnite, when I think of YouTube Let's Players and people that have taken that craft from like raw videos to even streaming from time to time, like Mark has, it's hard in my mind. For me, it's hard for me to beat Mark. He's amazing. Although I will say I've learned a lot from watching Corey Kenshin too. Let me do this. Number 3. My number 3 pick. Okay, now this one might surprise a lot of y'all. The third content creator I'm going to put in the GOAT category. Y'all ready for this one? It's Happy Gal. Happy Gal, what she's done in the Fortnite space specifically, because that's the thing. I had to pick somebody that's specifically Fortnite. Happy Gal is the only new content creator that's come up in the last 4 to 5 years that's really blown up with her own unique trajectory, that's made an insane brand for herself to where she rivals even some of the legacy content creators in terms of popularity. Happy Gal is constantly in the cultural zeitgeist of Fortnite. And she does a lot of things well that I've only talked about doing. She makes a lot of dancing videos. She makes a lot of she's a person whose blueprint I've copied a lot recently in terms of like consistent uploads and the types of content that I could be producing. It was after I studied Happy Gal that I started changing my content because her content strategy is fantastic. And she was able to dominate in the Fortnite space in a way that most people can't, and that's by showing her personality. She shows her personality on stream very well and is one of the most entertaining people in the Fortnite space. Happy Gal is absolutely fantastic and deserves every ounce of success that she has. And I have learned a lot just by studying her content. Hands down. So that's just the gaming side. Now, IRL. IRL's a different can of worms. And the 3 I have here probably going to be pretty obvious. The first one, and I'm not gonna edge y'all on this one as much, okay? So we got to keep going. But the first one, in my mind, that I think of, especially when I'm starting to get into this IRL scene myself, and I'm starting to pay attention to like what things I'm trying to do and how I can be entertaining, it's definitely iShowSpeed. iShowSpeed is up there. he's the way he goes around the world, travels, talks to people, learns about different cultures. I think that's admirable. I think it's commendable. I think that's led to a lot of his growth and maturity as a person. People that are very well traveled tend to they tend to look at the world different. They have a more nuanced perspective of the world. And I think that that's given Speed a lot of advantages personally than a lot of other creators by him doing that. And although I don't want to copy Speed one for one, obviously, that aspect of his journey is something that I would like to try. And we're actually going to try a small taste of that this year. Okay. So I Show Speed. Second one I would put on that list for IRL. And technically he's not completely IRL, but I would put Agent 00 on this list. Agent, as far as I know, Agent is kind of the leader of AMP, or he's one of the key. If he's not the leader, he's one of the key components of AMP. But Agent's always looked like the leader of AMP to me. The way that he talks to people, the way that he puts his streams together, the way how he's the king of reactions when it comes to content. He's able to do desktop and IRL. He can flip flop back and forth between the two. His knowledge, the way he carries himself. It's a lot more balanced, a lot more mature on average than a lot of the other guys in AMP. No shade to the rest of them. But I think when it comes to everybody, when I'm looking at somebody who's like a kindred spirit, somebody who I think we resonate on a similar frequency, Agent, I like watching Agent's content. I'm going to give two bonus shout outs, and that would be Duke Dennis and Ben Dedon. I've been watching a lot of them recently. Both of those dudes are insanely entertaining. And if you notice, the guys that I'm talking about are a lot of the older dudes. The guys, we're the same age. Me, Ben Dedon, Agent, and Duke Dennis were all within, I think, months of each other in terms of age. I think Agent's 30, about to be 31. So there's a reason why I personally like watching those guys, because we're of a similar age, and I also like the way that those dudes carry themselves. Out of the three, Ben Dedon seems to be the goofiest, but he's goofy in a very mature way. I like how he does music on stream. I think he plays his OVO connections very well. I think he always turns it into great content. Duke, I like how humble he is. I like how he carries himself in public. I like how chill his persona is. But my point is, like, those three I would kind of package together as one collective in terms of like guys that really inspire me. But if I had to pick one out of those three, it'd be Agent. The last one I'm gonna put on this list, and this is probably the person I'm the least like, but I have to give it to him because of what he's accomplished, is Kai Cenat. Kai puts on events. He adds value to the content creation space. He adds value to streaming. There's just a lot of things that Kai does that makes the overall streaming ecosystem better. He's the person that everybody looks to make their streams or to make their content better. He was able to round up all these celebrities and all these content creators to show up for his event for 4 days. That says something. He's had celebrities on stream that I would love to have the chance to meet, like T-Pain and Chris Brown. Those are two guys on my list that I would like to sit down and have a conversation with at some point, right? And there's plenty of others. But Kai brings people together. He provides value. And in spite of me not liking certain decisions that he's made in terms of like how certain events were ran or disagreements and how he carries himself, or and listen, I have no place to tell Kai how he should carry himself. That's not what I'm saying. But in terms of just like, I'm just older than he is. So like, some of the stuff that he gets into, I'm not going to do. I'm not going to make content like that. I'm not going to get into stuff like that. But regardless, the point is, you cannot take away Kai's success and his drive. Those three I'm going to put down as my IRL goats. And there's probably others if I really thought about it I can think of. But overall, between IRL and gaming, those are my goats. And these are the people that I really need to be studying more. But I'm going to keep doing what Ludwig said and keep taking notes. Why is everybody saying the stream is lagging? with Kai, it feels forced sometimes, especially with Streaming University. I mean, a lot of Kai stuff is scripted, man. But those aren't the aspects of Kai I'm trying to emulate, right? That's just not me. It's not my personality. But I do think that there's a lot of awesome things that Kai does that can be gleaned from, right? So it was lagging, but looks good now. Yeah, I know. Right. Sometimes YouTube be tripping. If it starts tripping, just go over to Twitch. It's fine. Anyway, let's keep it pushing.
Hey, if you are doing sports, don't put down, Jeffree Star as your GOAT or whatever. Try to make it somebody who's in the same sphere as you. All right? So, for example, look. Everyone knows Anthony Edwards? All right? Anthony Edwards often says he's inspired by KD. KD, talk to him in an interview, he says he's inspired by Kobe. Kobe obviously inspired by Michael Jordan. Most of you probably don't know who David Thompson is. Okay, that's the domino piece that started it all. He inspired Michael Jordan to be the player he is. We stand on the shoulders of giants. Respect these giants. Study your GOATs. I'm going to give you a few examples of people who I like right now. And so when I ask you to write down these GOATs for this homework assignment, I want you to write down 3 people and why. What about their content do you find so alluring? So I'm going to give you examples so you can do this easier.
So I didn't write down the whys, but I was able to explain why to all of you guys, to be fair.
Joe Bart, king of the...
Also, I've never watched Joe Bart. I'll be honest with y'all, and this is a failing on my part, but I have no idea who that is. I have no idea who Joe Bart is, bro.
Content funnel. We'll talk about the content funnel a bit later. Okay? RDC, they're probably kings of authenticity in streaming. And I think authenticity is what audiences really enjoy, right? Especially because there's such like a Mr. Beastification, of like big grand events or whatever. People like authenticity, a friend group who are actual real life friends. You can't get much better than that. And then
RDC World is another one I could have put on that list too, but I didn't want to copy Lud. But RDC World, that's the thing, man. I have to give them a lot of credit because it's so difficult to get your friends, your IRL friends, together to make content. I have IRL friends that are content creators that live in my city that I grew up with that I don't make content with because it's difficult. It's difficult to get a group of dudes together that actually have the same vision and want to build towards something. It's so difficult, and they did it, and I commend them for it because it is damn near impossible. AMP, you could argue, is like that too because they all grew up together.
KDB, she's funnier than I'll ever be. So honestly, I'll watch funny people to hopefully pick up a thing or two. So anyway, that's an example of a few GOATs. I need you guys for your homework. All right.
Yeah, Afro RDC came up during that like a Berleezy. It was like the end of Dashy's era, right? Him and T Pendel and like those dudes, the guys that I grew up watching. It was like, who did I used to watch? T Pendel, Dashy, what's his name? Spoken Reasons, Deshaun Raw, Dormtainment. Like those were the dudes that I grew up watching. And then it kind of turned into I think those are the guys that inspired RDC World. Because RDC World kind of picked up where those guys were kind of falling off, were kind of branching off. But RDC World kind of picked it up from there and then just went crazy. But they had their own niche. They had the LeBron skits. They had the Anime House, right? All that. Did they ever finish the Anime House? I thought they were doing an Anime House movie. Did they ever do that? I need to watch that. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, I know. I'm old, Chad. I get it. But that's what makes me a better content creator than all of you, okay? Because I'm old. So what's up, Luna? We're just talking about content creation. We're taking Ludwig's class right now.
That's it. All right, there's 3 things. I'm only checking for 2. First one, I need your goals, at least 3 for the end of the year. I need you to think about the schedule. I don't need to see what your schedule is, but start thinking of an ideal schedule. And then finally, write down your 3 GOATs and why they are.
Goals, GOATs, schedule, own it. My schedule, I've already got a schedule. I've had that for a while. Schedule's not my problem right now.
Their GOATs, what you admire about them. And I want to just actually take a few right now. Does anyone have some goals they'd like to share with the class? Bonnie, please. What's a goal?
I like to be a bad bitch.
Like, lose my imposter syndrome, because I do struggle with that a little bit.
Lose your imposter syndrome.
Okay, I'm going to skip through this part. I already watched this.
A good way to phrase goals. Extra Emily and why?
I like her.
Driving? No, just. You don't actually want to be a streamer. You want to have. By show of hands.
Hold on a second.
Just me and my camera.
And the confidence she has walking in those places.
Yeah.
I think that's great. Raise your hand by show of hands.
Okay, I have not seen this yet. This is all new content for me. Day 2. Day 2. Do you want to be? This is okay. So chat, we're in uncharted territory here. I have not seen this. I am excited. Yes.
Do you want to be a streamer? By show of hands, do you want to be a streamer? All right. Now we're gonna sit on this for a moment. Do you want to be a streamer? This question about it, because maybe you don't actually want to be a streamer. You want to have what streaming can get you. But there are quicker, better, more efficient ways to do that. Maybe you actually just want to be rich. Maybe you want a large social media following. Maybe you want to have a creative outlet. Streaming might not be the best path to do this. Now, I think when people talk about streamers, we talk about the big guys, talk about the Kais, we talk about the Speeds. That's awesome. That is a very small number of all streamers.
That is so true. That is so damn true. And I'll be honest with y'all, chat, my goal is not necessarily to get that big. But here's the thing, and this is actually a question I think I asked y'all about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. I remember there was a stream we had, and some of you might remember this, but there's a stream we had where I was like, do you guys think I'm more of a streamer or a YouTuber? Which one? And damn near every person in the chat said it's 50-50. You're as much of a YouTuber as you are a streamer. They're two completely different skills, but they're things that but they're both skills I learned simultaneously. My goal when I first started content creation, or when I first started taking it seriously, was to be a streamer. But I also knew that making good content and having a strong internet presence was important as well. You can't throw away the content creation part of it. But I honestly think that maybe I'm gonna see what Ludwig has to say, because he might sway me. Maybe I don't want to be a streamer. And maybe if I took a different approach, I'd be able to get access to more things, or different things, or reach certain goals a lot faster if I consolidated my efforts. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't think that's the case, though. I think I genuinely am passionate about streaming. I think I have been for a while.
That is realistically not going to be you. I have 3 examples for us today. I have a top 100 streamer in the world, I have a top 1,000 streamer in the world, and I have a top 10,000 streamer in the world. I'm going to show you guys all their revenue and their viewership. We're going to pocket watch. Guys, we're going to start off with Mr. Number 95. Guys, we are starting off, excuse me, with myself. I'm going to show you how much money I make. I'm the 95th biggest streamer on Twitch. I also stream on YouTube. It doesn't include that, but I'm like maybe top 100, somewhere in there, right? These are my metrics. If they line up with yours, okay, then your revenue will probably be similar to mine. I don't stream nearly as much as some other guys. I have 9,500 subs. All right. For me specifically, okay, we're going to go through some expenses that I have. Here's my expenses. This is just the month of June. Everything here is for the month of June. Payroll, $225,000.
Down here, $250,000.
That is for the 15 employees that I have. Next, travel, $55,000. That's a higher number than normal. I ran an event. I had to fly a bunch of streamers out. That's that travel expense. Next up, events. That is the production of the event. Nice. Next, marketing. Again, similar for the event. It's another $10,000. Final total for the month of June is just the expenses, what I spent, $359,000. Wow. This was just for the month of June, yes. All right, now's the fun part, guys. Now's the fun part. How much do you get to make? How much do you get to make, y'all? All right, this was the event that I did, by the way. That's why some of the costs were higher. The payroll's normal. I did an event called MCSR Ranked World Championships. It's a Minecraft speedrunning event. Anyway, let's talk about how much I made. How did I pay for all of that? Well, good news for me. Merch sales. I got $7,800. Wow. Not bad.
Chat, start buying some merch, goddammit. Hit the link below the video.
YouTube. That's just the YouTube revenue. This includes YouTube live streams, shorts, and videos. 270,000. Twitch gonna be smaller for me, guys. I do not make as much on Twitch. 57,000. I only run about 6 minutes of ads an hour. I have 9,500 subs. That's about what you make for that. The biggest bulk of my money, though, I made a pivot in my life. I decided I wanted to stop being viewer funded. All right, I did a subathon. I had the most subs any streamer did. I had like an average of 20, 30,000 subscribers. I ran a higher density of ads. And then I said, you know what? I don't feel good as a multimillionaire getting these people to pay me money. I didn't like getting 100 gifts. It made me feel weird. I'm gonna start pivoting to get most of my bread from sponsors. That's the biggest cut of this. Okay, I'm a Red Bull athlete. I have an AT&T sponsorship, and I also have an Alienware partnership. These are long-term partnerships. All right, and I do one-off deals as well, as you guys do. This number's 800,000.
Yep. Bro, listen to me. Sponsorships. That's the key right there. Sponsorships. Listen, Rylan, 7,800 for merch is actually insane. If that's what he's pocketing. 7,800, that's a lot. Like, Ludwig's whole thing isn't like really clothing. You know, I don't know how much he's promoting it, but 7,800, it's pennies compared to everything else that he's making, but he can go piss that away somewhere in another project, you know. That pays a handful of people in his business. But yeah. Sponsorships, I'll just say from personal experience, and I don't do enough when it comes to sponsorships, but sponsorships, I will say some of the months that I've had in my journey, the sponsorship revenue can rival what bro donates. And when both of those things line up together, it's a nice month. That is all I will say.
Okay? So the total you can bring to 1.1 mil. Okay?
And I'll be honest with you, there are creators that can make more than this. 1.1, and this is going to sound wild coming from me, but 1.1 million a month is not really that crazy. It's not. There are content creators that spend more than that on events. Now, granted, this is not throwing shade at Ludwig. Shit, if I was making 1/8 of that a month, I would be very happy. But yeah, that's when it comes to content creation. There are potentially creators that are smaller than Ludwig that are making more than that. Potentially, depending on what kind of businesses they have in place. But
now, this is the flashy number. This is the top 100.
Also, I'm willing to bet Ludwig makes more money than that, because I'm sure he's got investments and other shit just out there. This is just like the base numbers for. I don't know if Ludwig has a TikTok presence, but then again, maybe he doesn't make any money off of TikTok. And if he did, he would have put it up there. The thing is, I don't think a lot of the larger creators understand how to make money off of TikTok. I really don't, because even Agent was saying like TikTok don't pay anything. That's not true. TikTok pays if you know what you're doing. But the problem is most people are just going for short clips. They're not making a minute and a half, 2.5 minute long Fortnite theory videos, right? Or commentary videos. Like, I will say one person that I know is killing it without knowing how much money they make is Biff. Biffalus is kicking ass revenue wise on TikTok. I'm just saying, bro. Biff knows what the fuck he's doing.
Why am I showing you this? It is not just a flex, although I am flexing. It is because this is what you get to see. This is what people love to show you. They love to show you the top 100. But you guys aren't top 100. Not all of you, at least. Some of you in this room are. Maybe you want to be. Maybe you'll get there. What does Miss Top 1000 look like? I'm keeping this person anonymous. These stats are real, though. This person is a gamer. They average 1,200 viewers. All right? They stream 130 hours. Their sub count is 1,600. And if you go to Twitch Tracker, you guys can all do this later, by the way. TwitchTracker.com. Look up your Twitch channel name. They will tell you what number you are. If your number is lower, they might tell you what percentile you are in. Okay? Top 0.5%, top 0.4%.
Chat, should we look up our stats real quick? Let me see something here. Hold on. Let me do this. TwitchTracker.com. See, I'd be more. Wow, I spelled that all wrong. Twitch Tracker. Let's go take a peek. I'm curious where it puts me at. Rank 107,000. Wow, I'm doing so well. Chat, look at me. Oh shit. Average 17 viewers, peak viewers 50. Yeah, that looks about right. Last year I was doing way better than I was doing this year, viewer wise on Twitch. Was that no, sorry, not last year, 2 years ago. But I will say the Twitch is slowly starting to grow right now though. We're getting there. That's why I had to take a lot of time away from stream now, because I'm trying to figure out certain things. But you know what? Highest number of viewers, yeah, 1,200. That was a crazy stream, but I'm pretty sure that was botted. That was during Wrecked or the Indirect. That was botted for sure, because somebody botted me. But I'm 107,000. I mean, fuck it, I'll take it with averaging 17. But see, that's not counting where we're at on YouTube. I just wish I could see where I was at on YouTube. But I'm curious to see what somebody around the person that Ludwig's about to use as an example is averaging 1,000. We average nowhere near that. I saw this in a clip, but I'm wondering how much money this person makes.
Whatever. Anyway, this is a real person who is in the top 1,000. They're not exactly 1,000, but they're close to it. Right. This is all of their viewership. All right, how much do they make? How much does a top 1,000 streamer get? Sponsorships, $0. Asked them why. They said they think their agency's ass. They haven't had a deal. Okay, it's a much different number.
That's odd.
YouTube, 150. How little? Only 150. They're not posting really long-form videos. They're mostly doing shorts. There's not a lot of revenue coming from the YouTube. They're more of a streamer than a creator with multiple verticals. All right? Twitch, 10,000.
Okay, so all right, 10,000.
That's a good amount of money. That's comparable to what I'm making. I'm making 10,000 as well. All right? And if we go back to the hours a week, that was your question. They stream 130 hours. 130 hours.
A week or month?
For the month, this is all the month of June. So in total, this top 1,000 streamer made $10,250.
That ain't. I don't want to say that ain't shit, but like, brother, you 150 from YouTube, yo, you are leaving money on the table, so much. But see, what this shows me, brother, if Chad, if I averaged 1,000, shit, if I averaged 500. I'd make more than this. That's all I will say. But once again, I'm also set up better because I make money. I make money from YouTube, okay? And I've got multiple channels. The second one's not monetized, but I don't think if I actually put like belt to ass, I could get that channel monetized probably in the next couple of months, if not a month. If we really go hard on the content there, I could probably post a video on that channel every day, but it would require me to have better planned segments for stream. We'll talk about that later. That's the thing. Like, I'm not seeing any revenue from bro. TikTok is so slept on. I can make a little chunk of money and Facebook. TikTok and Facebook will both pay a little amount of money. Like, these are, and also I also get sponsorships, and not just from Epic. Like, Epic is like 95% of my sponsorships, but I still get sponsorships from other people, and I don't reach out to anybody. If I actually reached out to brands, which I'm going to start doing, if I actually started reaching out to brands, I would probably make a killing in sponsorships. I'm actually wondering if I could double my yearly revenue if I started like going hard on sponsorships and reaching out to people. That's something I need to do. I need to write down a list of 10 companies to reach out to for brand deals. But sponsorships, I'm not making as much this year as I was last year, but sponsorships still help a lot. There's no reason why somebody with 1,000 viewers should not be getting sponsorships. But then again, I guess it also depends on what game you're playing. The other great thing is, like, with Fortnite, a game like Fortnite, there's so many ways to make money. Like, for example, creator code that'd be another avenue right there, right? Or a Fortnite map. That's another way which you can make money. Granted, I don't make a lot of money off my creator code. I have never made any money off my maps. But if once again, if I grind to put belt to ass, that's definitely a possibility. But like, I'm just seeing like if you're averaging 1,000 viewers, there's no reason why you should be making 10 grand a month. That's very low for somebody that's averaging that many people. But
That's a good amount of money, right? You make 100K a year being a streamer. That's not bad. All right. Well, let's go one further. Let's go to top 10,000, Mr. 10,000. This streamer is a variety streamer. It's a real person. It's real stats. They average 150 viewers. Maybe some.
hold on a second. Did I read that wrong? Was that in the top 1,000? Or was she averaging 1,000? I'm so sorry. Is my illiteracy and comprehension just fucking fried?
1,000. They're not exactly 1,000, but
Oh no, shit. She was averaging 1,200. Yeah, no, my comprehension's off. You're averaging 1,200. You're only able to make 10K, but you're primarily focusing on Twitch.
sponsorship 700. There's not a lot of revenue coming from the UA. This is a real person who is in the top 1,000. They're not exactly 1,000, but they're close to it. Right. This is all of their viewership. All right. How much do they make? How much does a top 1,000 streamer get? Sponsorships, $0. Ask them why.
Everybody just doesn't have a bro that donates stupid amounts of money to them every month. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
They said they think their agency's ass. They haven't had a deal. Okay. It's a much streamer than a creator with multiple verticals. All right. 100K a year being a streamer. That's not bad. All right. Well, let's go one further. Let's go to top 10,000, Mr. 10,000. This streamer is a variety streamer. It's a real person. It's real stats. They average 150 viewers. Maybe some of you in this room average a similar amount. They streamed 180 hours, the most of me or top 1,000. That's their sub count. That's how many years they've been doing it. All right. Let's check the revenue for June. Sponsorship, 700. Okay. They actually made some effort to get a deal. That makes sense. They've been doing it 6 years. They have better relationships to get sponsors. YouTube, $0.
It's a goddamn shame that you're making any. Like, bro. That's so crazy. People. That's it. See, chat? This is what I'm talking about. When I first started doing content, there was so much actually, before I started making content, there was so much research that I did. And I remember, that's why I always glazed Devin Nash and Harris Heller. But they were always saying, you need to make content on multiple platforms. Why are you not making short form content and posting it to all platforms? If you make a TikTok, post that to YouTube Shorts, post it to Instagram. Honestly, if I had have done that earlier, because I think my first 2 to 3 months of making Fortnite content, I didn't post any of that to YouTube. It was all just TikTok. I only posted to TikTok. And then I eventually started posting to YouTube, right? But if I had have, from the gate, posted YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, would have been so much further ahead. So much further. Because it would have taken me like an extra 10, 15 minutes to upload the same video?
They have no YouTube presence at all.
That's not good, man.
Twitch, $3,000.
Trickster, take note. You better be posting to every platform. Don't make the same mistake I did.
Grand total, 3,700.
3,700 is insanely low for somebody of that following.
All right. Now, I need you to put this into perspective.
What's up, Omega?
That is a top 10,000 streamer in the world. Right. That is not a small streamer. That is a big streamer. How many streamers are there in the world? Anyone have a guess? 100,000. Someone give me a guess. 100,000.
Million.
Just in the month of June, how many people went live?
5 million.
Just on Twitch. 5 million?
5 million.
It's not a bad guess, Jason. You're wrong.
Oh my God.
6.2 million people.
That's on Twitch.
And
That's just on Twitch. So, chat, 6.2 million people went live. And what did the Twitch tracker say? I was Mr. 170,000? Or 107,000 or something like that. So I'm in the top 100,000. I'm in the 100,000 range, right? Out of 6 million. Yes, bro. These streamers are sleeping on YouTube. They are indeed sleeping on YouTube. But chat, think about that. Even with my low numbers for Twitch, I'm in the top percentile of all streamers. And once again, if you were to convert this is a lower view stream today too, right? We don't always need people here because we're doing a class. It's not as exciting as, playing Fortnite and getting goofy clips and shit. But like, on our better, like, I know what streams I need to do to get higher viewership, right? Like tomorrow, for example, we'll probably do like a Fortnite theory stream. It'll be fun. But if you were to take my YouTube stats and put them over to Twitch, I would be one of the. I'd be in the top 10,000 for sure.
That guy is better than 6.24 million. Top 10,000. And how much is he making? 3,000. 3,000. They're making about 40K a year, right? Roughly 40K a year. And that's top 10,000 in the world. Okay? The numbers aren't wrong. People trick you. They say stream makes a lot of money. It does. Right. For me. But this whole streaming system is rich gets richer. The top makes a fuck ton. When a sponsor wants to do a deal, are they going to small streamers? No. They're trying to hit up iShow Speed, then they go, that's out of our budget. Then they go down the list. They go down the list until eventually they're stuck with me. All right? So I just need you guys to internalize this. I'm gonna ask you one more time. Do you want to be a streamer? Are you happy with the lifestyle? Let's say for the rest of your life, you are a streamer who's the 10,000th biggest streamer in the world. That is a successful streamer. You're making 4K a month. All right? Are you happy with that?
Hell no.
Fuck no. You're saying fuck no. Okay, but what if that's the reality?
That's maybe I'm spoiled, bro. I'm spoiled, but like let me not expose myself right now. If I was in the if I was in the top 10,000. See, here's the problem. The 10,000, the people that he uses examples, or the person he uses as an example for the top 10,000, they're just not very smart. If I'm in the top 10,000 of all streamers, so what was that? The person was averaging 1,200 viewers a stream. Brother, the shit that I'm doing, if I'm averaging 500 to 1,000 viewers a stream, I'm making way more. I'm gonna make way more than that.
Is it only worth it if you're top 100? Or are you happy doing the act itself? Is what you are actually chasing being rich, being famous? Or do you enjoy streaming so much that regardless of the amount you make, you would love to do it for that amount of income? Is it enough that you are full-time? Or do you want to hit these higher pursuits? And is streaming actually the path you should take to do that? That's what I'm asking you. Are you trying to be a streamer in 10 years who's making 5K a month? That's the question. And I don't know the answer. You got to ask yourself.
That's not enough money.
There's some people in here who are streaming for the first time at Streamer U. Maybe they're trying out. You don't have to be a streamer, yo. I know it's the buzz, but like, there are a bunch of other paths. You can be a YouTuber. You can just be a short form creator. You could be just a social influencer. You could be a real estate mogul if you want to make money. Like, there's a lot of other paths you can take in life. You can just work a 9 to 5 as something you're passionate about. You don't have to be a streamer. It's not a guaranteed success. You're not all going to be making millions. All right, let's keep it rolling. Does this sound like you? I want to see hands if at any point I'm...
My clip channel does really well. How do I convert long form viewers? I just don't get YouTube. How do I juggle titties? I mean, how do I juggle clips, YouTube, and streams? Those last two aren't a problem for me. My clip channel does really well, but how do I convert long form? So that's where I'm at right now. Is I'm in a position where I need to start converting viewers from my short form content as well as eventually the long form content that I put out. No to 5K a month. Where are you living? Jay, it's not about where you're living. It's more so about the amount of effort. If I'm putting in a certain amount of effort as a content creator, I want a certain amount of return. And that's the thing. Like, a lot of the work that you do as a content creator, you do for free in the early stages, right? But over time, you're putting in that work on the front end. That way, on the back end, you get paid more later on. I want to be getting paid. Realistically, I want to be making no less than $25,000 a month if I'm going to be doing this. To make it worth it, really worth it, $25,000 a month for the amount of effort that you put into this shit. Okay? But I will say this. The amount of effort, that is relative. That's relative to different individuals. You don't have to make that amount of money to be successful. That's just a personal goal for me. $25K a month is what I would like to make bare minimum in order to make it worth it long term. Because with that amount of money, you can invest it into other things and make that money work for you, right? As well as you can bless a lot of people. You can do a lot of things with that much. There's a lot of projects you can do. There's a lot more stuff you can do with your community, right? But listen, like if you think that sounds crazy, I'm gonna revert back to Ludwig's first class. You got to be a little delusional, brother. You got to be. And here's the thing. I'm delusional enough to think I can do that. I do. I actually do. I've seen other creators do it. I don't see why I can't. But the thing is, if you're gonna make that kind of money, you have to set yourself up properly to be that kind of creator. And that's what I'm saying. The amount of effort that it takes to make that kind of money is more than what I put in right now. But the thing is, too, on your way to that amount, you have to have certain infrastructure built. I don't have the infrastructure to sustain that.
Talking about someone or something you're dealing with. I struggle
Nolu, what's up?
to handle juggling clips.
We are taking Ludwig Streamer University class right now, brother. This is part of the journey. But I might play some for it before we end stream, though.
YouTube and streams. Hands up, that sounds like you. Keep your hands up.
Yes.
Keep your hands up if you guys don't understand how YouTube works. All right? Yeah. Put your hand up, keep your hand up if this sounds like you. My clips do really well, but I don't know how to convert to long-form viewers.
So I'm assuming what this means is their shorts are doing well, but they don't know how to convert those short-form people into long-form. The short-form viewers into long-form viewers, which there's a few different ways. Well, I don't know. There's a few different ways you can do that, but there's one main way. Well, there's a couple different strategies you can do to do that.
See more hands up because I looked. 9 of the people in this class, I looked at you guys. You're averaging around maybe 100 to 300 viewers. Your clips are banging. You guys have hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram. You got millions of views. You got more views.
No, wait, bro. You came all the way from IG, man. Hey, I appreciate you, Doug. Sometimes I'll be playing with viewers when it comes to creative maps. So if I do one of those streams, we haven't played on a creative map in a while. But when we do one of those streams, you're more than welcome to join us and run it up. So, what class would you have taken if you got in? I would have been in Ludwig and I would have been in Ludwig and Agents class. Ludwig invited 4 people to go to Streamer Games. I know for a fact if I had gone to Streamer University, I would have gone to Streamer Games. I absolutely would have. I would have got invited. He would have invited me to Streamer Games. So. Is what it is. Next year.
Me on your clips, but they're not converting. Okay? Have you ever wondered why? Yeah. Okay? Let's hear some theories. Who's got a theory? Why are you not converting? Why are you getting all the success on IG, TikTok, but not on long form? What's up?
At least in terms of streaming, sometimes I feel like I don't see a personality of a streamers on their personality on long form versus short form. Like they're a completely different person when it comes to long form streams that you don't really see.
That was a problem. That's a good point, and that's a fucking problem I had last year. Big problem I had last year, even at the start of this year. Bro even pointed that out. Some of you guys put it out in chat. I had that. That was a huge problem for me. My long-form content, specifically, was completely different than how I was. Well, I shouldn't say completely different, but it was like a very small percentage of my personality. Right? How I am on stream is far more expressive than how I was in my long-form content, and it's because of the nature of the content that I was making. I am a very analytical and logical person, right? We've had debate streams and all that other goofy shit. But I'm also a very goofy person. I like making y'all laugh. I like doing dumb shit on stream, having fun with you guys. That was not being showcased at all until March of this year. And that was a fucking crime. But look what happened. The moment I started branching out and started being a bit more expressive, we get to 100K. The Facebook it starts doing better. Instagram starts taking off. The TikTok starts performing better. Everything, all my platforms started performing better. That is a very valid point.
I think that's a really good point. I'm going to say this louder for y'all to hear. I'm going to repackage it in a different way. The expectation of the viewer is not met when they go to the long-form content.
Bingo.
That is what is happening to you. All right? Now, before we jump into that, I have a question for y'all. What is worth more? All right, this is a little quiz time. Pop quiz. Is a TikTok follower worth more, a Twitch follower, or a YouTube follower?
Which followers with TikTok? TikTok will probably be the least. YouTube or Twitch? The thing is with a Twitch follower, honestly, it depends on how active they're going to be. It really does. I can see arguments for Twitch or YouTube, honestly, because you have a direct way of talking to. It's funny. A lot of y'all are. Well, actually, it makes sense. You guys are saying YouTube because you're on YouTube and I'm streaming on YouTube. But I don't think Ludwig is coming from the position of someone streaming on YouTube. To be fair, if you're streaming on YouTube, then that makes sense. But let's just see.
All right, by show of hands, who thinks TikTok?
Nobody.
By show of hands, who thinks Twitch? By show of hands, who thinks YouTube?
I feel like it would depend
Round
on
of
the
applause
kind
for
of creator.
Valkyrie, only one who got it right. It is Twitch.
That makes sense. I had a feeling he might say Twitch because a Twitch follower, generally speaking, is going to be. Let me see if I can guess what he's going to say. But a Twitch follower, generally speaking, is going to be more active. They're going to. If someone is going to your Twitch to follow you to watch your live streams, that is someone that is saying, "Hey, I want to spend a part of my day actively watching you and spending time with you and talking to you." That is a very valuable viewer. That viewer you can then take to your YouTube channel. That's why I was saying, chat, if I was averaging 1,200, I would be making way more money. That's also why I was initially saying I could see why you would say YouTube follower, right? You could make an argument for that, but Twitch is the best way for you to directly interact with your audience. You have direct impact and direct influence, direct communication with that viewer. Let's just take the word Twitch out of it and change that to live streaming, right? But I'm going to use an example from somebody in our chat. Janari popped up in here, what? A month ago? Right? A couple weeks after the Ice King event? What the hell? Why is... Sorry, YouTube Studio is being weird. Anyway, Janari popped in here like a couple weeks after the Ice King event. It was actually when we started doing the Streamer University stuff. Bro's been in here ever since. I see him comment on my short forms all the time, right? He found me because of the Streamer University live stream, not because of Fortnite. But bro just so happened to like Fortnite and stuck around, and he vibes with the community. Look, that is somebody that we converted from just like randomly in the feed, found us, bam, got into a live stream, got addicted to the streams, felt welcome here, is an active part of the community now. We need literally 1,000 more Janaris, right? And all of you guys are exactly the same. But the point is, Ludwig is focusing on a live streaming viewer as opposed to a YouTube video viewer. That's the takeaway here.
I think if you were to have 10,000 followers on TikTok, 10,000 followers on Twitch, and 10,000 followers on YouTube, you'd be making more money as the Twitch streamer. Okay?
You would. That's another thing. That's another fantastic point. You absolutely would make more money as the Twitch streamer for sure.
And ultimately, the reason why is the viewer buy-in. A viewer is going to be much more engaged as a Twitch follower than a TikTok follower.
That's just a far more eloquent way of saying what I just said. That fucking spot on. Oh, I got it right. Yay! I'm smart. All right.
If you think about a TikTok follower, that's pretty straightforward. If they watch every single TikTok you post, they probably see 30 minutes of your face in a month. Total. All right?
Yep. Now here's the thing, chat. Remember, this is assuming that you're being a smart content creator and multi-streaming. You need to multi-stream. I remember there were people that used to make fun of me or tell me that multi-streaming was a mistake. You're splitting your community. Multi-streaming was the greatest thing I ever did. Janari would not be here if I would. A lot of you guys would not be here if I did not multi-stream. A lot of you guys would not just be exclusively watching me on Twitch. A lot of people found me because of YouTube. And YouTube pushing my shit out. get even for YouTube streams. It's more in Twitch culture for the view. That is true, Jay. That is true. However, there are ways around that. Yes, Twitch culture is more about donations, but you have to. I will say this about YouTube. When it comes to YouTube, and this is the cool thing about it, YouTube's live streams are about cultivating your own culture, right? You have to, and I'll be honest with you, I learned this from the red pill content creators. So Fresh and Fit, the lead attorney, Kevin Samuels, they used to have hella people donate to them. Why? There's a certain way in which if you present yourself and carry yourself, there's a certain level of value that you're providing to the YouTube audience, you can get consistent donations. Case in point, I make more money off of donations on YouTube per year than I do on Twitch. People donate to me more on YouTube than they do Twitch. Yes, it's because of bro donates the most, but at the same time, even if bro was not a factor, more from when it comes to donations, more people would be willing to give me super chats than they would send me Twitch bits. It's always been that way. People just, for me personally and my brand, people like to donate on YouTube more. It is what it is.
YouTube viewer, how much are they seeing your face in a month? It's gonna be more, but there's edited videos, how many videos you're uploading. Average Twitch viewership, they might spend 30 minutes on one Twitch stream. And you can easily pump out stream a day if you really want. You also have a better relationship with a live viewer than you do with a YouTube commenter. They're not always commenting. Most people don't comment, and you're likely not replying to all the comments. But in chat, you're always talking to chat. You got chat on your phone right now.
Hold on, I'm curious. Nolu, what made you come to stream today? You're a first-time chatter. This is your first live stream over on Twitch. You said that you saw my Instagram. How did you get over here? Did you just type my name in? Did you click the link in my bio on Instagram? What brought you over to Twitch? You tell me. Which I'm happy you came over to Twitch because we're trying to grow the Twitch right now too. And I'm gonna start getting more aggressive with sending people over to Twitch. I don't promote my shit enough, bro. I really don't. But I'm curious why Nolu decided to come over today. He said he sees my stuff up on Instagram all the time. You have a large. Cindy. Cindy, are you not on my YouTube channel? Cindy, I have a far bigger following on YouTube. YouTube is my second biggest platform. My biggest platform would be TikTok. My Twitch following is relatively small compared to everything. Well, except Twitter or Instagram, but I think Instagram will pass Twitch in a few months. Howdy Spirits, I will be promoting the Twitch more. Yes, I will be. Well,
Chat's probably saying some shit right now.
see some entertainment. Why not explore other people than watching the same people, brother? Is that why you came over? Because you were just curious about like what the live streams are like, and you just wanted to see something different today? Which, if that's the case, that's totally valid. I'm just curious as to like how you came here. Did you click the link in my bio on Instagram because that's where you said you watch a lot of the content, or were you just type my name in on Twitch? Because I've noticed that I've been getting a lot more followers on Twitch lately. I switched to Twitch that time you were going to build Twitch, and I watched you and others here. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, no, Cindy, if you haven't been to YouTube in a while, YouTube's grown considerably. The YouTube channel is far bigger than it used to be. Yeah, I saw some content. So, Dolu, but here's my question. Did you click my Twitch link from my bio on Insta, or did you type it in? What I'm asking is the funnel. How did I funnel you to my Twitch page? That's what I'm curious about. Also, chat, if for some reason YouTube's freaking out, just go over to Twitch, because Twitch is having YouTube's just having an attitude problem today. But
You probably looked over and read them. Has anyone read a YouTube comment while I've been here? No. Has anyone read a TikTok comment while I've been here? Yes. So if you need to sell merch and you have 100 Twitch viewers, or you get a 100 view YouTube video, which one's better? You're trying to push merch to someone. Yeah. Probably the Twitch follower. They're probably more likely to go buy that.
True.
Lacey, why are you disagreeing? What's your point?
No, I'm not disagreeing. The followers, yes, but YouTube has a way better system of getting recommended. So even if you have 100 followers on Twitch, you're not gonna there's no really chance to get 1,000
That is
viewers.
correct. There is no discoverability. That is correct. But that is a different question. The question
Right. What Ludwig is talking about is which follower can you monetize better? Which follower is going to be more, forget the word he used, but which follower is going to be more engaged with you and your content? If you're doing like one YouTube video every 2 days, and each video on average is, let's say, 15 minutes, that's 45 minutes to an hour's worth of content a week in which they interact with you, as opposed to a Twitch follower, which might show up to, let's say, 3 of your live streams, stay 50% of the time. Every stream is, 6 hours on average. So they're staying for 9 hours. They're spending like 9 hours a week with you if you're only streaming 3 times a week. So
is pound for pound, which one's worth more?
Worth more money, not just worth more.
Worth more money, correct. All right, guys, we're gonna tackle your problem today. My clips do great, but I can't get a lot of viewers. Here's the deal. You cannot always be the clip.
all right.
Except for one guy. But this is real. What happens to you guys is you're really good at farming clips. I think at this point, a lot of you
Honey Spurs, just to your point, I actually changed. I did that on purpose. I actually made the memberships cheaper so more people could afford them on YouTube. Just a heads up.
really understand intrinsically when a moment happens that, oh, that was the clip. I'm gonna tell my clipper, or maybe you are your own clipper, you run your own clip account. Tonight, I'm gonna post that. I fucking nailed it. All right? You guys feel pretty good about that at this point, I imagine. You probably know exactly, you might even be able to set up these moments. The issue is, you get that clip, how long is that in your 4-hour stream? A minute? Seconds sometimes? All right? So then what happens? That person sees you on IG, you get an awesome clip, they go to your stream, and what are you doing? Are you farming a clip at every moment?
Exactly.
No, you're a person. All right? We're not always exciting. We're not always on. I know I'm not. Okay, there are people who are. There are people who have balanced energy. I Show Speed has insane energy. Literally every second of that stream, you're like, holy shit, how is he still going? I can't do that. I'm a limited quantity guy. And then I need to go take a bath. That's me. I'm honest with myself. I know my strength isn't to perform in a way that will not be met when the viewer comes to see me. I have to be authentically me at all points. You need to be authentically you at all points. The person they should see in the clip should be the person that they experience in the live stream.
Right.
All right? Otherwise, they're just gonna get bored and leave. You're not the clip you in every waking moment. Except for wrong. Why?
So, with my most recent content, is that always me? I'm not always Mr. Fortnite theories, and that's the content that's doing the best right now. The top 5 complaints, or not top 5 complaints, the uncomfortable Fortnite truths videos, those are me. I think that's like the most balanced representation of my personality. Get a little bit of the goofiness in there, some of the analytical, interesting commentary, interesting takes, interesting arguments, right? Good topics. But that is me. That stuff is me. I think, and then I've got some of the other clips, like with me and Biff talking, like me and my, like me, any like me playing with my friends. Any of those clips are also me. I'm just wondering. I might need to get better about. I need to get better about promoting my Twitch, but I think I also need to get better with the types of clips that I'm putting out. I need that, and which is why the last couple of weeks I haven't been wanting to stream as much, because I'm trying to figure out better strategies to get more people into the live stream. Because, and what that comes down to is making content. Agent said that 30%, for someone of my following, 30% of my time should be spent streaming. The other 70% should be making content. I should not be streaming a whole lot right now unless I'm doing, and to Ludwig's point, I should not be streaming right now unless I'm doing something exciting. This wasn't said in his classes. This was said to somebody he was talking to, but he said, why are you wasting people's time? If you're not doing something exciting, don't waste people's time. I think after listening to that, I know one thing I need to do. My streams need to be better. I need to be a better streamer for y'all. My streams need to be more interesting. And I think the last month and a half, and the reason why I'm so burnt out right now is because we did a lot of crazy shit for a month and a half, and I'm burnt out. I'm just tired from all the stuff that we did. But now I've got to go back to the drawing board and figure out, okay, what are we going to do next? And reset. We got a new Fortnite season coming up. So there's a lot of stuff that we could be doing. It was $4.99. Can even for a mobile now it's $3.99 on PC. Not sure why there's a price difference between different devices. Anyways, what's the new price for memberships now? I haven't changed the price of my memberships. I think it should be $2.99. I think is what I have it set to. USD, but I could be wrong.
What did I show these people? What's special about these people? Any guesses?
They're black. I mean, what?
They are all on Streamer U, but there's something more.
Yes, Ace. We saw the Doomsday trailer. Or I saw it.
They've grown a lot. That's true.
They're always themselves.
They're always themselves. I like that. So these three are 3 of the 5 most successful streamers from last year. These are who you should aspire to be this year. All right. Yes. These people have all increased by, I'm telling you, like 5,000 average viewers. They all went in with hundreds. They now have 1,000 viewers. Okay. They're now doing amazing. Okay. I think they all have different strengths. We're gonna go all through one by one. What did Tota do at Streamer U? Built probably the strongest relationships of anyone at that event. That was able to get him, friends with Kai, friends.
That was what my class was going to be on a streaming university. Relationship building. Relationship building is the most important aspect of content creation. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Every single thing that Ludwig and Agent talked about their class, you could boil it down to relationship building. Authenticity is another layer on top of that, right? If you're going to relationship build, you don't want to be fucking phony. It's difficult to maintain relationships if you're a phony individual. You need to be authentic with the people behind the scenes that you built relationships with, as well as your community that you're consistently building relationships with. And the best way to do that is to be authentic, which is why I don't like creating phoned-in content. I've had people recommend, why don't you do some scripted stuff and have a person come on stream and have this thing happen and it'll be scripted with your channel. I don't want to fucking do that. I don't need to do that. I'm talented enough to where I don't have to fucking script all my shit and create a bunch of fake scenarios for you guys to have to watch. Maintaining authenticity is part of the relationship building. And if you want to talk about kindness, fuck y'all.
With Ray and Mafia Thon 3, okay, to build a foundation, but build relationships with people here, okay? Arky, I think, is one of the kings of authenticity. Arky wears his heart on his sleeve. It is obvious to everyone who's with him and everyone who watches him. So what you get in the clip is what you get when you hang out with him in real life. It's what you get when you watch him online. He's the same guy. Yano, probably one of the nicest motherfuckers I've ever met. And she's always like that. It's crazy. I expect her to break at some point. She never breaks. Ultimately, guys, look. What I really want you to take away from this is it's all right to farm a clip, but you should be farming it as you. Okay? Yeah. Don't, have a burst of 1 minute of energy and then you're back to being somebody else.
Any advice on how to get known? Pay attention to everything Ludwig say. You want the blueprint? This is the blueprint. I'll be honest with you, what Ludwig and Agent gave you guys over this last weekend, a lot of the stuff I knew, but they condensed years of my own personal research. Like when you guys can understand, I started doing research on content creation hardcore during the pandemic. I did a fuck ton of research. I studied every content creator I could think of that was relevant to me and where I was trying to get to, and like different ideas that I had at the time. Hours and hours and hours and hours of studying for over a year and a half. And it, to be fair, it never stopped, right? Even when I started making content, I was still doing research. When I lived on my own, when I first started making Fortnite content, I did just hours of research on top of making videos at the time, right? But here's my point. And I still do research now. This is research. But here's my point. What Ludwig and Agent did is they took a lot of shit that I learned in like a 2-year time frame and gave it to y'all within 4 days. 8 classes split between the 2 of them. That's just those 2. If you want to know how to make it big, you watch them. Because a lot of the shit that they're saying, I followed early on. Especially when it came down to writing down goals. Absolutely essential. Always got to write down goals.
Be consistent. Be consistent in yourself. Be honest to yourself. All right. We're going to talk about content funnel.
Oh my God, I cannot wait to see this part. I'm so excited for this part. This is actually really cool. Post on TikTok. I just watch my views go up. I get decent likes as a starter, but nothing crazy. Highest views like 3. You got to keep going, bro. You got to keep going. Pick a content creator that inspires you. Try to copy their style, and over time, make it your own. That's one thing. That's one thing I will say. Also, pay attention to why your best videos are doing well. But like I said, Agent Ludwig, they went over all that stuff. Watch, if you are serious about content creation, you will watch both. You'll watch both of their classes, all 4 sessions.
This is
And if you don't, you're not serious. You don't want to be a content creator. You don't. You absolutely do not.
an idea of how to efficiently stream. Right now, when you guys stream, what are your strengths? Getting a couple clips. Nice. We can do better. I want you to start shifting your paradigm. A stream is now a recording session.
Right.
Yes. And chat, I will say this. Even last year, we started doing that. No. Wrong. In Fortnite Wrecked, we started doing that. We started making the live streams our recording sessions. But I will say this. I need to be better at doing that. I think the beginning of every stream needs to start off making content for the second channel. Then after that, we need to transition into Fortnite content, getting Fortnite clips. Basically, what I need to do is I need to segment out my live streams. First section will be a yap of some kind, a reaction of some kind, where and I think if we stream, let's say I stream 3 to 4 days a week, 75% of those sessions, those yap sessions, should be making content for the second channel. Then after that, 1 stream a week should be for making some kind of long form content for the current Fortnite channel. Then after that, we go and we start clip farming, playing with friends, playing with randoms, doing something interesting inside of Fortnite, and trying to get clips there. Because we still have to maintain. This is the channel that makes the money. The second channel is the part-time job until we get that built up, right? So we got to. The first goal for that. So the second channel is we need to get that monetized. But the only way we can do that is by posting content consistently. I'm kind of falling off from posting content on that channel, but kind of taking a step back, kind of reframing some stuff. But Ludwig is 110 trillion% right. Our live streams have to turn into content clippable moments or content farm streams. They need to be recording sessions. Excuse me. We got to turn these live streams into recording sessions.
We're not just booting up stream to fuck off for 4 hours, get 3 clips, go home. We're not booting up stream to play a video game for 6 hours and stream, go home. That is a waste of your time. It is a less efficient use of your time. This is a recording session. What can you record in a stream? This is an example of one of my streams. This is one of my best streams. Why is it one of my best streams?
Did you make 2?
You had fun. No.
You got a lot of content out of it.
No, I do not have an event. The title is Games with Friends. Coffeezilla video later.
Create a VOD channel where I post all the streams. No, I'm not going to do that. I would rather take recorded segments from the streams and put them. I'd rather take the recorded segments from the live streams and put them on the second channel. I have been thinking about taking the VODs and putting them back up on the channel. That might make the channel do better now. I know that was hurting me for a while, but my content strategy is a little different, so it might actually improve things over time. We'll see, but I might put the VODs back up. We'll see.
Authentic? No, not authentic.
Video out of it.
I got a video.
A good video out of it. Yeah.
Every second.
I got multiple videos. From this one stream, it was 6 hours. There's 3 separate VODs. Those are just cut-ups, not edited, of the segments. All right, I came prepared with segments. 3 different edited videos. God Gamer Gauntlet, it's a challenge I do. Magic Chameleon with some friends, and I reacted to a Coffeezilla video. Then I also had a couple clips out of it. Okay, that's all from one stream. That was 6 hours. I recorded all that. Just for your information here, I didn't put it in this slide. The streams, they made 5K. It's pretty good. Okay? All of these together, they made 25K. Okay? And you're able to get all this out of one stream if you just spend the time to plan out what you are going to do on stream. I think every streamer should be streaming in the sweet pocket of 100, 150. I think that's like the perfect zone, 100 to 150, all right? Some of y'all need to do more. I've looked at your stream hours. Some of you guys aren't doing enough. I think some of you guys aren't sure if you want to be streamers. I think some of you guys are still exploring that. That's fine. But if you want to be a streamer, I think at least 100 is right. I think anything over 150 is a waste of your time. You're just being less efficient. Okay, why? Because you're not getting the value of each of these streams, right? Your 6 hours don't look like this. Your 6 hours, what can you show for? 4 Instagram clips? Okay. How much did that make?
Nothing.
Exactly. All right.
He's right.
So we're going to do a little exercise right now. And this is an exercise you guys should be doing every...
Create 3 different stream ideas. $1. You should be able to do an idea for no money that can be as successful as a $10,000 idea. $1,000. This is an achievable stream that requires a bit of cost initially. You can take more risk and do these ideas more often. $100,000 a stream idea. This is something you can spend years working towards. I got a $100,000 idea. It might even be more than that with the one that I'm thinking about. The live stream concept. Which is basically me and some other content creators getting together, streaming live on stage somewhere and selling tickets. That's one way. That's one big idea. $1,000 idea. That's gonna be some of the trips that we have coming up, and then the $1 idea. I've got some Fortnite stuff that we're gonna be doing soon. That I'm gonna be bringing on stream, as well as some of the some non-Fortnite stuff we're gonna be doing on stream too. So I got a few things. I got to figure out if I'm playing Spider-Man next week too. Probably should do that. But.
Every single day. Let me say that again. This is homework today. You should be doing it every single day. I do it every day.
Hold on a second. Chat, what are we talking about right now? You know this. What are y'all arguing about right now? There's not much to say about the gameplay. People just playing the game. That's like 10 seconds of interaction before everyone gets back to talking about film. What the fuck are we talking about right now? Janari, it was your job to watch YouTube chat, man. Come on. Typical YouTube chat, Koala? Okay, all right, Koala. All right. Fortnite stream interactions? Oh, you talking about how people be acting the Fortnite stream? Yeah, bro, I be wanting to talk to chat more before, but like, I don't know. Y'all just be wilding sometimes, you know? I'm just waiting for B&D Spider-Man so I can actually buy something. My goal for me to stream is to get my PC soon. I feel like I can stream on TikTok. It'll take off from there. Get your first. What do you need to stream on TikTok? 1,000? Get your first 1,000, bro. Which is pretty easy to do. Also, you don't need a PC to stream. I was streaming before I had a PC, but
I've been doing this 8 years. I think of stream ideas every fucking day. I'm the only guy who thinks of them. Other people have teams. I think that could be a very helpful thing. I'm a little protective over my process. That's just my personal style. On your phones.
that is great advice. And the great thing is too, we've started doing this more recently. If you go on the second channel and look at the content we posted over the last month, all of that has been VODs for streams. And I barely do any editing to it at all. Don't add any music, just upload. They haven't been doing the best, but some of them have done pretty decent. So over time, I'm going to be uploading a lot more VODs.
Or pen and paper if you prefer. This is an activity. Get them out right now. Break them out, come on. I want you guys to be writing down 3 different stream ideas. Now to make it a little more complicated, we're going to do 3 different tiers. I want you guys to come up with a $1 idea. Free. Something you can do.
Also, Percy, you be typing the most during the Fortnite streams. I don't know what you're talking about. That is a damn lie, especially if Loot is playing. Like you what? Everybody whose name I'm seeing right now, with the exception of Trend, because Trend looks like he's new. Y'all be typing like crazy. There is a point in the stream where the chat dies down, which is normal. But that's why, once again, I gotta start making concepts that are more engaging for longer periods of time on stream. That's why I like doing the yapping streams like this, because there's more chat interaction. Ninja had his baby? Fuck yeah, congrats to Ninja. Let's go. I'm happy for him. Bro's a dad now, man. That's not your point? Okay, my bad, bro. I don't know. I'm just seeing chat in segments, okay? But
Do anytime, any point. A $1,000 idea. Okay, maybe something a little more ambitious, something more planned out, whatever. And then final one, a dream idea, $100,000. Dream. Doesn't matter. I'll give you guys a few minutes. I want you guys to seriously write these down. You don't have to come up with all 3 right now, but come up with at least one right now. I'll show you mine in a moment. Go ahead, write. I'll give you a few minutes.
Already done them.
All right.
Already know what mine are.
I'm sure you guys are still mulling over your ideas. That is good. This exercise is something you should be doing again. How often? Every day. Every fucking day. All right? I want to hear a few of your ideas.
$100,000 idea. I want to do a boxing event on an island for 7 days.
Oh, yeah.
That might be closer to $500,000, but I appreciate the enthusiasm of that idea. Dad, what you got?
$100,000 idea. I'm gonna do National Geographic Part 2 in Alaska.
I like it. What you got?
I'm Fumi Bean. I really love D&D and storytelling, so I want to do a 360 immersive D&D session with Matthew Mercer and a bunch of really fun D&D videos.
That's 100K? 95K on Matthew Mercer. I got you.
Yeah.
Lacey, you're excited. What you got?
$100,000 idea is the world's largest mukbang.
That's actually fire.
It's a pretty good idea. All right, last one. What you got?
Casino stream, can't leave till you done.
Actually, the Clark's Cookout would be like $100,000 idea, low-key. The Clark's Cookout stream. That would be a $100K idea. It doesn't have to be. You could do it for like probably a couple grand, but like the way I would want to do it, it'd be about you could do it for $100K.
Double the 100,000.
Love that. Love that.
That's a good idea. That's a great idea. All right, guys. These are really good ideas. Okay? But I want to talk about what makes an idea good. All right? What makes a stream idea good? I'm a little different than you guys. I'm older. I've been doing this 8 years. When I stream, I'm thinking about a YouTube video. I'm not thinking about a clip. That's how people do it in modern day. I think we should all be thinking of both. I think you guys are already good at the clip. That's second nature. Let's stop thinking about it. Let's think about the thing that's more sustainable. Holding long-term viewership, making a YouTube video, being authentic. Let's work on those weak points. The clip is second nature. For me, I have to do the opposite. The YouTube video is easy. How do I get a clip? I'm 30 fucking one. I don't know what to do.
That's not all. That's where you're done.
It's practice. It takes time. So anyway, I'm going to go through a couple of my ideas here, and then we're going to talk about what makes an idea good. This is one idea here. This is a thumbnail for it. It's called Bro v Bro.
I stole it.
A lot of people stole this idea. It's a good fucking idea.
Great idea.
It's basically me versus another creator, finding out who the better gamer is. We do a best of 7, competing in a variety of video games. All right, I've been doing this for years now. I know it's a good idea because Ron stole it, Jason stole it, Jinxie stole it. One note on that. When someone steals your idea, congrats, you do well.
You know how many ideas I've had stolen, chat?
Don't feel bad about it. Do not be bitter about it. Do not reach out to them about it. It is okay. And here's ultimately the truth. Someone who steals an idea makes you their ceiling. They will not be bigger than you until they do shit better than you. And if all they're doing is mimicking you, then I promise you, they will never surpass you. This is $1,000. This is an older one. It's called an Amazon stream.
Stole that shit.
I gave my chat $1,000, and Ron is right. This is a stream that Soda Poppin' did initially. OG streamer Soda Poppin'. I took the idea. The only thing I twisted is I gave my chat an exact amount they could spend, and then a time limit to spend it in. So there's a little bit of stress on chat's behalf. I've done this stream, I'm not shitting you, probably a dozen times. It works every time. I've done it for 1,000, I've done it for 10,000, I've done it for 30,000.
About to snatch that shit.
All I do, I give them the amount of money, I let them send me links, they vote on what they want to buy. Yes, we buy it, no, we don't. Huh? Pills? These aren't height pills. Yeah, stand tall, growth pills.
Chat, I don't trust y'all. Y'all be having me buy some weird shit. We can't do that here. We gotta wait till the community's a little bit more diverse and older before we start doing something like that.
I'm now 6'3".
Y'all too much.
All right, $100,000 idea. This
See
one's
it.
a few years old. 24 hours in the wilderness. I had a whole production crew. I streamed outside for 24 hours. I had a bunch of wildlife experts come through. They helped me through it. This was a 24-hour stream production. That's where the cost came from. Okay? $100,000.
Did you make money on that stream, Ludwig?
Fuck no. It's a good question. Why not? Because it costs a lot. And you don't necessarily make more. It doesn't scale that way. For me to make that much more, I'd have to have that exponential increase in viewership. I'll say maybe at the time I was averaging like 17K viewers. I think for this stream I might have had like 27K. It's more, but it's not enough to cover all the bills. Was it worth it? What do you think?
Yes.
Why?
I think now you have the case study of what that much money turns over for content. You know when you can spend that much money, when you should stay at the crib and spend less money, and you know it gives you an idea of where.
Yeah, was it worth it?
Around.
That's true. I think you can trial things. I think you should take risks. I also think it's okay to have lost leaders. Big ideas, big events. Maybe they don't make a lot, but they mean a lot to the people who watch you. People see the effort that you put in. If you are not doing things that are exciting to you, exciting to them, viewers slip away. There's a lot of competition out there. There's a stat I heard year over year, all right? Your viewers will change. So maybe if you have 1,000 viewers this year, if you have 1,000 viewers next year, 50% of those people will be different. That's the turnover.
Damn straight. If I think back to who's in chat this year as opposed to last year and as opposed to the year before, different. Of course, some of y'all like you got hardcore people like Afro, Laser Gun, Mason, right? But Percy, I think, is new within the last year, right? We got Janari within the last year, right? Quala, I think, has been here for a couple, but it's your regulars will change. You'll see it like summertime, you'll notice a change. Wintertime, you'll notice a change.
50% of those people will be different. It's not the same people
I
coming
do have
in.
you, Theon.
You don't have
Yes.
a static pool. People got lives. People get older. People stop watching streams when they
You too,
get 30.
Quality.
They got a family and shit. So sometimes these lost leaders can also bring in those new viewers. They can help recycle the people who are eventually going to leave. I got one more for y'all. This one is $1 million. This is Streamer Games. All right? And this is a follow-up to your question. Okay? Is it worth it? Streamer Games, year one. Guess what it did? It lost money. Streamer Games, year two. Guess what it did? About broke even. Streamer Games, year three. Guess what it's going to do?
Even.
It's going to make money. Yeah. All right, the more often you do an event, the better you will get at doing it for cheaper. Also, the better it will perform, right? People know about the event now. The streamer you hyped this year, how long did Kai spend hyping this up? 2 weeks, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe? When did y'all find out when you're going to fly in? A week ago?
Yeah.
That's about a
Right?
month.
But why did y'all come? Because you knew what streamer you was. All right? You knew the opportunity that it was because it's already proven. So doing things multiple times is a good thing. You can't hammer it home, right? You don't want to be the 50th season of The Simpsons. You got to try some new shit, but if something works, do it again. This is what you should be doing as a YouTuber, as a streamer, whatever. You are throwing shit at the wall. Something clicks, we're going to do it again. Don't typecast yourself, though. All right? Don't be like one of those people on TikTok. They got one bit, they do it in perpetuity, and then that's all they ever are. You should explore new avenues, but if something works, keep doing it. All right, next up.
That's what I did with chat. You even see me do that in Fortnite, okay? That's how we went from theories to commentary back to theories, right? And even with that, like, there's still like little influences of commentary mixed in between. Like, I've never had to stick to one type of content. I've done some gameplay content, not a whole lot of it, but I've done some gameplay content. I've done a good variety of content. It's important to be diverse enough to be able to try different things, be willing to experiment with different content ideas, different concepts.
Christmas. This is something that I've thought about a lot, that helps me a lot, that I'm just, maybe will help some of you. Do you guys remember being at school? For some of you, it's not that long ago. And you're fucking sick of school, but Christmas is around the corner. And that's exciting. That brings you there, pulls you, it literally pulls you through the last week, month of school, whatever, because you're excited to get to Christmas, okay? As a creator myself, I can get very tired of the monotony. I have a strict schedule I adhere to. I go live X amount of days. I farm XYZ YouTube videos. You do that for 8 years, it gets boring. So what keeps me going is Christmas. I make myself a Christmas. For me, personally, it is a big event. Something I'm really excited to do. I have streamer games in 2 weeks. I'm excited to do that. So I know, okay, I gotta get all my ducks in a row. Gotta get my YouTube videos out, I gotta get my streams out, I got Christmas coming up. All right, first part of the year, I do this event called Tip to Tip, a motorcycle around the world, my friend Michael Reeves. That is Christmas, I'm so excited to do that. But I know I gotta do my work, okay, before, to get to that.
Chat, let me give you an example of how we have Christmas in the Fortnite community. And I think I've actually used this exact analogy before when talking about this. The live events, anytime there's a big Fortnite live event, that's our Christmas. When the lead up to Fortnite Shattered, that was Christmas. What do I tell y'all? The beginning or the end of every Fortnite season, that last week, that's when the Fortnite community is what? That's when they're that's when the community is in the best mood. Everyone is excited for the hype of the new Fortnite season. And the hype might carry over for like another week. Lately, it's been carrying over for about another month, right? But everybody is excited. That is Christmas for us in our community. And that's why, compared to every other video game on the planet, Fortnite is insanely unique because there's consistently something to look forward to that will reinvigorate your hype and your interest in the game as a creator and as a player. But as a creator, I cannot just rely on Fortnite to do things to be exciting. That's why we have our traditions, or we have our Christmas streams. I've got different events that I go to. Like I go to FNCS every year now. We go to TwitchCon every year. So just little things like that. But I'm trying to make those things this year. I'm trying to figure out ways to make those things even more special for you guys. So
make yourself a Christmas. It can be whatever. Something you're excited to do. Maybe it is a big streamed event. Maybe it is a YouTube video recording. Maybe it's a vacation. That's fine. But make yourself a Christmas so that you can look forward to, you can get through the day-to-day of life.
Chad, I'm just gonna say this real quick. We have a Christmas coming up, not just in the live the new Fortnite season that's dropping next month, but my busy time of the year, where I'm gonna be traveling, my travel heavy time of the year is coming. I'm just gonna give y'all heads up. Starting September, probably September through November, it's gonna be a crazy time. It's going to be an insane amount of time. Or an insane time for the community. Just gonna give y'all a heads up. That's why, like I said, I'm not streaming as much right now because I'm preparing for Christmas. I got a lot of shit I'm looking forward to in the last quarter of the year. An insane amount of stuff. So
Next up. This is the number one lesson. This is something I can't teach you.
Be different.
I can't tell you the playbook for how to be successful exiting Streamer U. Because if I did, you would all use it and it wouldn't be successful. Someone here is going to rise above the rest. Someone here is going to offer viewers something unique that other people aren't offering. I'm a small streamer making a cozy environment. Okay, I've seen that. Maybe that's fine, maybe you're happy with that. That's not gonna be the person who's the number one streamer come out of here. I'm loud. I like being the center of attention. Okay, we have enough of that. You are not gonna be the number one streamer coming out of here. So what are you doing to be different? What are you doing that people are drawn to? This is tough, this is intrinsic, this is personal. I cannot tell you what it is, but ultimately whoever is successful will do this. Dean Sinat.
I'm just here to look around.
Guys, we have about 5 minutes left in class. I appreciate you all being very attentive. At this point, I will open it up. Does anyone have any questions for me? This is the last time that we will be meeting. So if you have anything for me, let's get it out now. Hands up. What you got?
When's the time that you've almost quit streaming or content creation?
It's a good question. What's the time I almost quit streaming? It was early in my career. I was a part-time employee at a vape company. I was head of marketing. I didn't smoke vapes, I lied on my resume. After, I would go home, I would stream. Work stream was a lot. But I really love streaming. Here's the crazy thing. I had the best stream I had ever had. I averaged 1,000 viewers. The next day, I almost quit because I knew the number that would show up would be smaller, and that ate at me. I lied down in my closet for 4 hours instead of going live that day. This is something that you guys might deal with, okay? Maybe it's imposter syndrome, maybe it is just paralyzation, okay?
It happens.
Here's what I realized. Streaming is an impermanent thing. What you did last stream doesn't fucking matter. You know what people care about is the next stream. And you know what you want people to care about? You, okay? So if the last stream was shit, who cares? If the last stream was the greatest stream that ever happened, who cares? Stream review's going great. You know what they're gonna say on Twitter in a month about Kai if he doesn't go live? When's the next stream, Kai? Spark up. We wanna see something. What you got for us? They don't care that he put in all this work anymore. What's next? And so that's what pushed me. If y'all hear my voice,
All right, listen, I'm gonna stop it here. I'm gonna stop it here. Shout out to Ludwig. I'm probably gonna watch the rest of this on my own. I've been recording this whole thing. We're about 2.5 hours in. I might just go ahead and upload this to the second channel and make it like one big long ass video that people can walk through, because it's not just this. It's not just Ludwig's take on stuff that we were focused on today. I was giving my 2 cents with a lot of stuff too, and I hope that I was able to add some value to what Ludwig was saying. But if you're watching the recording of this on the second channel, we love y'all. Come to a live stream. Come kick it with us. I'm going to take Ludwig's advice and internalize it and work on becoming a better creator myself.